Hello students, now we will learn how to use the nested loops. Okay, what is a nested loop? Nested loop is a loop inside the loop. Okay, just as we had nested if-else statements, similarly we can have the nested loops. Okay, suppose you want to print the output 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, then how will you do this? You know that I can write a loop for printing the values from 1 to 3, that is I equal to 1, I less than equal to 3, I plus plus, C out I, right? And there is a space after every 1 2 3. Okay, so if I have to print this 3 times, then I can repeat this loop 3 times. Okay, this is a simple solution. But what if you have to print 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 100 times? Then will you repeat these statements 100 times? No, this is not an elegant solution. The solution to this is to use the nested loops. Let me erase this content. Before explaining how it is done, let me write the piece of the code which is able to give us this output. Okay, so the code is like this: for loop variable I equal to 1, I less than equal to 3, I plus plus. This is the outer loop. Inside this outer loop we have another inner loop, int j equal to 1, j less than equal to 3, j plus plus, C out, j should be here, C out j, and some space. This is not underscore, this is space. So this is the for loop. Another thing is we need a new line also, C out EMDL. Okay, now how this piece of code is printing us this output? Let us see. Initially I is 1, I less than equal to 3, this test condition is true. This test condition is true. So we move to the body of the loop. What is the body of the loop? There are two statements, a for loop and a print statement. Okay, so first the for loop will be executed. The for loop will be executed starting from j equal to 1. J will be initialized to 1. J less than equal to 3, this condition is true here. So it will move to the body of this loop, C out j. So it will print the value of j and a space. Then j plus plus, it becomes 2. Now the value of j is 2, the condition is true. So the body of the loop will be executed, 2 and space will be printed, j plus plus 3. In the next iteration, j is 3, condition is true, so it will print 3 and a space, j plus plus, j now becomes 4. In the next iteration, value of j is 4, here the condition will become false. Okay, so the loop will end here and the control will move to the next statement after this loop, that is ENDL. So the net output of executing the first iteration of the outer loop is 1 space 2 space 3 and a new line. Okay, after that I will be incremented, I plus plus, I will become 2. Okay, now in the next iteration I is 2, the condition is true, so these two statements will be executed. What will these two statements do? The for loop will print 1 space 2 space 3 space, and this ENDL statement will create a new line, okay, and then I plus plus. Now the value of I will become 3, okay. So in the next iteration of I, the value of I will be 3, I less than equal to 3, the condition is true, the body of I loop will be executed. So J loop will print 1 2 3, and this print statement will print a new line. Then I plus plus, I becomes 4, okay, and in the next iteration the value of I is now 4. The value of I is 4, I less than equal to 3 condition becomes false, and we come out of this loop, okay. So what is the overall output? 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 and 1 2 3, okay. So now let us write a program for this, okay. So we do not need any input from the user, we just need two loops. The outer loop I equal to 1, I less than equal to 3, I plus plus, and the inner for loop for int j equal to 1, j less than equal to 3, j plus plus, okay. Here what we do, cout j space here, after this j loop we print a new line, okay. So this is the end of the outer for loop. At the end return 0. Nested loops dot cpp, okay. So it is giving us the desired output. We can change it. If instead of 3 I make it 5, then what will be the output? The output is 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5. We have not changed the outer for loop. The outer for loop is running 3 times, so it is giving us 3 rows, but the inner j loop is running 5 times, okay. Now I do not want this kind of output, instead I want the output as 1 1 2 1 2 3. Then how can we change this entire code to print this output? The outer for loop, it will remain same. Why? Because we are printing 3 rows. The outer for loop is for the number of rows, okay. So it will vary from I equal to 1, I less than equal to 3, I plus plus, okay. But the inner for loop, when I is 1, here I is 1. When I is 1, the j loop is running 1 time. When I is 2, j loop is running 2 times. When I is 3, j loop is running 3 times, okay. And j loop is always starting with 1. So initialization is okay, incrementation is also okay, but we need to change this. it is not running 3 times, it is not running 3 times. So how many times is it running? It is running I times. Okay, so j less than equal to I times. Why? Because when I equal to 1, it is running 1 time, that is I time. Here again it is running 2 times, I times. Here I is 3, it is running 3 times, that is I times. Okay, so you can unfold this loop and check whether this piece of code will print exactly this output or not, to convince yourself. Okay, now let us change the program to give us this output. I less than equal to 3 is okay, and in the j loop we need to change this, j less than equal to I. Now let us run it. So it is giving us 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3. Okay, let me make this I equal to 1, I less than equal to 5, I plus plus. Now what will happen? Now this loop will print 5 rows. Okay, 1 2 1 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so you can play with these nested for loops and print many different types of patterns, just like the pattern we printed now. Okay.